Hello and good day, everybody, at the Lutz Academy. Jeremiah here again with another bass lesson for you guys. In our last lesson, we talked about using a pick and different picking techniques. Today, I want to put the pick down, and we're going to talk about using our fingers and our thumb for picking. And when you're doing this, it can open up a world of opportunities because now you have 5 picks on one hand. We got our thumb here, where I can get a nice pluck out of, or I can get a nice slap out of. Got our pointer finger. We have our middle finger, which we can combine with our pointer finger and get some alternate picking going on. And then we also have our ring finger and pinky finger, which we can incorporate into some arpeggios. Which is a bit more advanced picking, but with time that can come, just letting you know about all the different possibilities. Learning to use your hand for all these tricks here can take years to really master. I've been playing for over 20 years and I really like using my thumb and my index finger for a lot of my riffs. And then I can do a fair bit of walking, which I like to use here and there to hold a nice groove and whatnot down. And then the odd time I'll need my ring finger, and very rarely, sometimes my pinky will get in there just for a note or two here. But for the point of keeping this simple and breaking her down, we're just going to start with our thumb and get the feel for plucking with the thumb. So we're just going to start with an open E string. You just want it to roll across, just to start. You want to listen to the tone. If you're using your amp, listen like you want that nice, fat, round, warm sound. And you can be more aggressive and dig in there. If you're just starting, you probably haven't developed calluses on this hand yet. And so that's something you won't build up with time too, because you can end up with some blisters and they can be painful, but it's all part of the process. So I suggest just a little bit each day, right? And eventually you will build up some nice calluses where you're not blistering up. So again, with our thumb, I'm kind of just with the thumb, you see how my hand is here, coming across. And I'm basically picking with this quarter right here and just rolling it over. And then get the feel for your next string, your D string. And then our G string. So I'm going to go back up to the E string. We'll just try a simple exercise here. Like I said before, if you got a metronome, it's good to practice this so you're building up your rhythm. Because your right hand is all about rhythm and being in time with the groove, right? So if you got a metronome, set it to a fairly slow beat per minute and just lock in with it. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then switch to the next string. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And do all your strings like that and just get the feel for that. And once you kind of feeling comfortable and you want to try some fingers out, we'll move on. So right now I just want to do a 1-finger pick. So now, again, we're talking about going back 2 lessons ago there where I was talking about proper posture and hand position. You're kind of going to get your arm right here. I like putting my thumb here. And when I'm doing that, I'm giving myself a little bit more stability. So when I'm plucking on this string, my thumb is giving me pressure back. So I actually have a bit more control and strength. And again, with the finger, you don't want to dig too much. And you just want basically 1/2 inch and not even 1/2 inch down. I like just kind of on an angle rolling it across. And eventually you can get more aggressive and get some good plucks. But just when you're building up, before you get some calluses and whatnot here, we're just going to be soft and gentle on the strings. And again, listening to if you don't have an amp, just listen to the tone of your bass. You want that nice round, smooth sound. And to your next string. And you see how when I'm on my next strings, when it comes back, it ends up on that string. And that's a fairly good technique and a commonly used technique. Again, gives you more control and accuracy. And now I'm going to go down to my next string. Same thing. Now that's coming back and it's landing on the string above it and resting there. And the G string. So now we're just still on the one finger here. There's you'll see some bass players like to rest their thumb even on the neck. So try that position too. You notice how the tone's a little bit different when you're picking up there? And then again, you might see some players down here picking. You see how it's a lot brighter, more trebly? And you notice down here too, the string's a lot tighter than when it is up here. Up here it's really flabby or wobbly or however you want to describe it. Down here it's nice and tight. Like I said, there's no rule. You kind of just want to play around. If you're looking for different tones or whatever, you can watch your favorite bass players and see how they dig in with their fingers. You might get a little bit of insight that way too. So once you got that down, you're kind of feeling comfortable with that one finger. We're going to try alternate picking here with two fingers. So I'm going to start in my favorite position, holding my thumb on the pickup here, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. And just like I said, soft at first. You don't want to wreck your fingertips there until you get some calluses. And now I'm going to go to the A string here and do the same thing. Just get a feel for those fingertips rolling across the string. Speed will come with time. This is something that will take time to get accurate with and speedy with. So don't get frustrated. A little bit each day, and eventually your fingers will get quicker and quicker. When we start getting into some scales, all these little techniques I'm showing you down here will tie into how we're going to walk around with our scales and our notes, and we'll start learning some songs. And so you kind of want to build up these basic fundamentals first before we get too far ahead of ourselves. It's on the other end. And so now I'm going to just talk a few more trips. Like I said, you hear I got my thumb here. Once I'm moving down to the other strings, you can use your low E as your pivot as you do when you're on the top one. And some people will, as they're going down, all the way. Again, there's no real set rule. I like to, once I get to here, I can pretty much reach all my other strings without having to go down any further. And then again, try up here. And here you see how when I'm doing that there, I got my ring finger and it's pivoted on the string above the string that I'm walking on. So I'm going to leave you with one exercise for you to practice on this one. And you can pick whatever position you want to work on it first. And we're just going to 1, 2, 1, 2. So 4 plucks on each string that'll go to the next string. And then back down. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to play it real slow for you, and then I want you to try it on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you got to even go slower, don't be afraid to go slower. Just like, it's all about keeping that groove, right? And so on and so forth. Play that a few times every day, just getting warmed up, and eventually these fingers will start running. You want to start at a nice, just steady walk, right? And speed will come with time. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot to using this hand and really taking this hand to the next level. So just start with some thumbs and some index and a little bit of this. And we'll build from there. So our next lesson, I will start talking about some scales and different modes just to help get you in the direction of playing some songs. And once you start working on this hand here, you'll be able to get all those different textures, right, to spice up what groove you're playing on. And if you were really comfortable with the pick last week and you just want to stick with the pick, that's cool too. There is no rule. Whatever's comfortable for you, whatever you're enjoying, it's about keeping this fun and enjoying it. And that's what we're here for. And you always want to challenge yourself a little bit too, but you don't want it to be so challenging that you become discouraged, right? So until next time, keep practicing, and we'll be back with some more tips and tricks for you.